Hello, hello.
Yo, what's up, man? How can we help you?
Yeah, you were saying just now that none of the disciples witnessed the crucifixion.
Yes, this is true.
So, what is your evidence for that?
The Bible itself, it says that all his disciples forsook him and fled. What more do I need?
They forsook him and fled the crucifixion.
No, but even when Jesus supposedly comes back and goes to the upper room, they're shocked to see him.
No, I'm not talking about the shock and all. We're talking about the crucifixion. If they witness it or
No,
not.
but this is in regards to the crucifixion. It's because for them they heard that the master had been crucified. The master had been caught. This is what the brother's telling you about, that they forsook him and fled. They ran away when he was caught.
Okay, but they
So
did.
now,
So it was not at the crucifixion that they forsook him, right?
when he got caught,
It
when they
was
when
prior,
they
yes.
So why will you just conclude that they did not witness it? Because the betrayal of Jesus is not even the trial. Meaning it was after the betrayal.
okay,
Let
do
me
this,
finish. Let me
Okay,
finish. Let me
let's
finish. Let me
fast
finish
forward.
this. Let me finish this. It was after the trial it was after the betrayal that Jesus went through trial, and it was after the trial that he was sentenced to be crucified. So how will you just conclude that
Okay,
because they were not there?
we grant you all of that. No problem. We grant you all of that. Can you do me a favor then? Can you bring one witness and prove that there was a witness in the crucifixion who saw it happen? Bring us a witness.
Yeah, John was a witness.
Prove it,
John chapter 19, verse 26.
bruv. The thing you're bringing is already in question, right? We were still trying to check the validity of this thing that you're bringing.
What is what?
So I'm saying to you, bring John, who, from where, all of these things. Bring us something like if you have something external or something that can support as evidence.
No, I didn't come here to like make an external argument. My argument is there is a disciple who witnessed the crucifixion according to the Bible.
Okay, then okay. If you want to stick to the Bible, then prove the Bible. Then go ahead, like
Okay,
you said.
so firstly we agree, right, that there is an eyewitness that saw the crucifixion according to the
And
Bible.
I don't. According, I said to you, I'll grant you whatever is in your Bible, no problem. What I'm saying to you now is just your chance to prove that this is the case. I can say if you wanted to say something, bro. Go on, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying he was asking for collaborating testimony. Someone that collaborates and testifies on behalf of John that he's someone that was there. That's what he's asking for.
No, we don't care. We only care that the Bible says that yeah, there were a witness who is one of the disciples. Yeah, was there when he was crucified. So no issue.
So you guys don't look for So you guys don't look for a testimony that collaborates another testimony.
No
That's not
issue.
something you look for.
No issue. We believe in the Bible, and yeah, just now
Did I ask you? Hello. I didn't ask you about whether you have an issue or not. We're asking you for evidence.
yeah, right now you are telling the brother that he just got fried and all. You're the one who is being fried because you are being deceptive just
Nobody
now.
said anything fried. Nobody said anything about fried. What is wrong with you?
He got fried and he left.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
He ran away.
He couldn't take it.
no, he
I
couldn't
don't
take
know why.
he couldn't take the deception.
Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. Just stop it. It's
He
not.
couldn't take the
Look,
deception.
we don't need your testimony. We don't need you to testify on your other Christian brother. We need you to address what's being said, sir. If you have testimony, show us collaborating testimony to validate that one testimony. We cannot accept just one man's testimony unless you can establish that he's reliable.
Yeah, right now you're shifting the goalpost because earlier you actually said
So
that there was no witness.
before you respond on that,
Wait, let me finish.
yeah, there isn't. No, because there isn't a witness. The problem with the is that the other gospels show that John wasn't there. So how is it that John is all of a sudden there? So that's why that claim of you using John doesn't work, because when you read Mark, Matthew, and Luke, they show that all the disciples had forsook Jesus and fled, and the only ones who were at the crucifixion, but they were at a distance, were the women. It says the women were all far off in the distance. So they weren't even like right at the, right there to see him on the cross. You see, they were off in the distance. It was getting dark. So the testimony is flabby. Then all of a sudden, whoever wrote John comes along and John changes the story. John now has the women at the foot of the cross. Now they're right front row seats. How? How's that possible? The other three were clear that all the disciples forsook Jesus and fled, and none of them were at the crucifixion. And the only ones who were there were some women, right? The mother, Mary Cleopas, the other Mary, etc. But they were off in the distance. See? So no actual disciples at the crucifixion witnessing nothing. John changes it. Now the women, instead of being in the distance, now the women are at right there front row. They're at the foot of the cross, and at least one disciple is there. See? So this story is not credible because the other three were clear. You have three, if you claim that the witnesses, three of them saying no, the majority of them say no. Nobody was there except the women, and the women were in the distance.
So
Not a single disciple was there. The disciple he loved, which they claim is John the Baptist, no mention of that in Mark, Matthew, or Luke. So this is why this testimony, unfortunately for you, does not bear, any acceptance or any credibility because of this major contradiction between the three versus the one.
okay,
See?
let me respond to you. So John says that he was according to his account that he.
If you like, I can give you the verses
Wait,
that
wait,
mention
wait,
how
wait,
the
wait.
women were off in the distance,
Wait.
and that there is no mention of the disciple that he loved being at the crucifixion at all. 3 verses 1 says that.
Yeah, can I?
So what do we do?
Let me respond to you now. I don't know why I'm being muted. I don't even know.
Go ahead.
You said that John put him in the nosebleeds, bro. Shadid?
Wait, can I respond to him? Let me respond to him. So what is it? Wait, let me ask you this. What is the contradiction between John and the other gospel? You know what is you know what a contradiction is, right?
You didn't hear me? You didn't hear what I said? Okay, the contradiction is that the other gospels show that John, no disciple was there. They say the only people who were there were the women. And
Okay,
the women which were not, they're not the disciples.
Verse, please.
And the women were in the distance. Again, hold on, listen, pay attention. I'm giving hello, pay attention. I'm giving you the answer.
Yeah, what is the verse? What is the
giving you the
reference?
answer.
Yo, what is wrong with you? Let him finish.
Exactly. I'm giving it to you. The contradiction is that the other 3 gospels show that John wasn't there. In fact, no disciple was there because in the other gospels, all the disciples forsook Jesus and fled.
Verse,
The only
please.
people who attended it, again, and the other people who attended it were the women off in the distance. They weren't even at the foot of the cross. They were off in the distance looking at what's happening.
So, yeah,
John
what is the
changes
verse?
it. John changes it. So the contradiction is that John changed it.
You-
The writer of John's gospel changed it to now the women are at the foot of the cross. You get it? So
Yeah.
instead of the distance, now they're right at the foot of the cross, looking up at Jesus, front row, right in their face. And now
repetition
one
is
disciple,
not a
and
source.
now one.
You're repeating
Hello,
yourself.
hello.
You're repeating yourself. What is this? What is the verse? Verse, please. Verse.
I'm
please.
not repeating myself. You asked me to tell you what it was. So I'm telling
And
you
you-
what it was. If you heard me, then why you asked me to repeat?
And you've been repeating.
Right? If you had heard
you've been
me,
repeating
you
ever
said what was
since.
the contradiction?
I heard you more.
Right?
I heard you now. So what is the verse?
Then why did you ask me? Then why did you ask me what the contradiction was?
Yeah,
the
I
contradiction is clear.
I asked you after, and now you told me already. So what is the verse? What is the scripture that?
Okay,
says that?
good. So now, right. So that's why your bringing of John doesn't prove anything because the other 3 writers before John wrote were clear that John wasn't there.
I
No
don't
disciple
agree
was
with
there.
that.
That's why.
You keep repeating it. I don't agree. What is your proof that they all forsook him in the crucifixion? What is your proof?
The Gospels. Oh, you mean you want the verses?
Yeah, I want the verse that says
I thought you knew your story. Oh, so okay.
So
I thought you knew your story. So you don't know.
So
this.
everybody,
You know, they don't. You should already know. They don't know their book, bro.
so everybody, he's going to give us a scripture that says the disciples forsook Jesus on the crucifixion.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Yeah, I thought
Yes,
you
he
knew your
is.
book. I thought you were.
gotta
I
wait.
thought you knew your book.
Okay, he's going to give us
You
a
have to ask
scripture
me, but
that
no.
says the disciples forsook Jesus on the crucifixion. Go on.
Why would they put
Yes.
him at the crucifixion? They forsook him before it, you genius.
No, your brother.
Mark
your brother.
14:50.
Your brother says it's at the
Mark,
crucifixion.
yes. I'm telling you right. They did. They left him and they never went back. Yes. Mark 14:50 and they all forsook him and fled. Now, if you say they went back, I'm going to need you to bring that, because I'm saying they forsook him and they never came back. That's why when he, that's why. Hello, no, you wait, damn it. That's why when he appears after
Now I'm being
the
muted.
resurrection, they're surprised. That's why when again, I'm giving you the damn answer. Shut up.
He's caught and I'm being muted.
Shut up. That's why when he returns to them at the crucifixion, they are surprised because they see him alive, because they never saw him. They don't know what happened to him because they all forsook him and fled. They never returned, right? They never returned to him and see what happens to him. So they were never there again. And that's on you to say that they returned and they were there. So I'm going to show you how. Look. Again, hello, sir. Please stop it. I'm giving you the information. So Mark 14:50 says they all forsook him and fled. Nowhere does it say they ever returned back to the crucifixion. If you're going to say that, now that's going to be on you to have to prove that. Again, Matthew 26:56. All the disciples forsook him and fled. Okay? Luke repeats same, right? Now, here's the proof that the women, that they're at the distance and none of the disciples are there. So when they tell us when the crucifixion is taking place, who's there? Only the women. Mark 15:40. The women were looking on afar off. They're afar off. Matthew 27:55. The women are beholding afar off. Luke 23:49. The women stood afar off. Ready? The contradiction? John changes it now. 19:25. His mother, his sister, Mary, wife of Cleopas, Mary Magdalene, stood at the cross of Jesus, beholding these things. How? How do they do that when everybody else says they were off in the distance? Mark, Matthew, Luke, afar off. Afar off, afar off. Luke, they're right at the foot of the cross, beholding these things. You see?
Okay.
And then it mentions that one of the disciple who loved him, was there. You see?
Okay, now,
That's the contradiction.
So everybody.
That's the now. That's the
Can I respond to
now
you?
in Mark,
Can I
Matthew,
respond
Luke.
to you?
Hold on. Let me complete it.
Okay, complete.
So now in Mark, Matthew, Luke, it doesn't mention that. Nowhere does it say that the women ever ran through the crowd and got closer. They got closer and stood at the cross like John. Nope. They were all off in the distance, beholding these things. And there is no mention whatsoever of any disciple being at the cross with Jesus and talking to him like John. John 19:27, where Jesus talks to the disciple, right? And tells him to take my mother home, or take your mother home, right? Look, behold your mother, take her home. That doesn't happen in Mark, Matthew, Luke. Because why? Because no disciple was there to talk to Jesus in the first place, or for Jesus to say that. That's why none of them, the three, recount that this ever happened, because the women at the distance, so he couldn't have said that because they were off in the distance, and no disciple was there, so he could have never said, oh, behold your mother, take her to your home. That never happened in the other three gospels. That is the contradiction. So if you say otherwise,
okay, so let me respond to you now. Let me respond to you. And
hold on. So if you contradict that, that's yes. Again, when I'm wrapping it up, damn it. So it's going to be on you.
This is becoming
to prove otherwise. You're going to have to. Sir, can you just let me finish? Because I guarantee you keep going, you're not going to finish it all. You're going to be real mad that you stood up all this time and you wasted your time. So just let me finish. So as I wrap it up, it's going to be on you to prove otherwise, right? It's going to be on you to have to show that, well, look, you missed this verse where it says that they did come closer, that they did actually walk through the crowd and get closer to the cross. Here, right here, Mark says that he spoke to John while John was at the cross. Here in Matthew, it says that he spoke to him and said the same thing that John says, take your mother home. That's on you to have to prove that, but it's not there.
Okay, now I heard you and all. So firstly, he told us that he was going to show us a verse that says the disciples left Jesus at the crucifixion. What did he bring?
No, I know.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Nope, stop right there.
Let me
started
finish.
off by saying
Let
it,
me
bro. What the hell?
finish. Let me
Exactly. I
finish.
started off by saying that they all forsook him and fled.
Yeah.
Sir, don't lie. I could have never said that because they were never at the cross to do that in the first place.
Yeah.
I said they were never there because they forsook him and fled. That's what I said.
You just,
sir,
you just.
I never said that they, sir, don't lie. That's you when you made that up. I never said that they were at the crucifixion and then they forsook him and fled. No, I'm saying they were never at the crucifixion in the first place because they all forsook him and fled. Pay attention. So you get it? They were never at the crucifixion in the first place because they never went there because they all forsook him and fled. So they could have never been there to leave in the first place. That's what I said.
Okay, no issue, no issue.
How is this
Wait,
no
wait,
attack?
wait, wait.
No,
Let me continue with what I'm saying.
He gave
Wait,
you the
wait, let me
verse. Mark
continue.
chapter.
I want to.
He gave you the verse in Mark.
Yeah,
He gave you the verse in Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to respond to everything he said. Yeah,
The only stop.
I'll give you
Let
that.
me say something.
I'll
Let me
give you
say
that.
something. Let me
I'm
say
responding
something,
to
dude.
what he said.
Hello.
He even gave me a
Shut
challenge.
up. Shut
He
up.
gave me a
Let me say
challenge.
something.
He gave me
The
a challenge.
only thing, stop it. The only evidence we would accept from you is evidence showing that they came back after they forsook him and fled. Show us where they came back. Go ahead.
No worries. No worries. I got all of you. I got you guys and all. So now to continue, in the same book of Mark, in the same chapter 14, verse 66, after they forsook him, it says, while Peter was below in the courtyard, one of the servants girl of the high priest came by. When she saw Peter warming himself, he looked closely at him. You also were with the Jesus of Nazareth, she said. But he denied it. I don't know or understand what you're talking about. So Peter was...
No, keep reading. Wait, then
Wait.
Peter ran away though. But
Wait.
it says Peter ran away after that.
No, it
So
was
he did that,
no
then he ran away. So he didn't stay, he ran away.
wait. So it was before.
No, read that. He ran away.
Wait, let me finish. Let me
Peter didn't
finish.
stay
See,
either. That's the point.
now you're
Peter
interrupting me.
didn't stay. He
Now you're
ran away.
interrupting me because you don't want me to make my point.
No, I want you to keep reading
No.
because Peter ran away.
Wait. So Peter, like before the earlier verse, it was the earlier verse that says they all forsook him. But Peter, wait, let me finish.
No,
Wait.
Then he
Peter
ran
returned.
away.
Let me finish.
Did Peter leave after that?
Let me finish.
No, answer the question.
You gave
Did
me
Peter go to the crucifixion? Does it say Peter went to the crucifixion?
This is panic mode.
This is only, sir.
This is panic mode. You've been caught
This
right
is
now.
not the crucifixion.
You've been
This
caught.
is when Jesus was arrested. He wasn't crucified yet.
You're being
Peter
caught.
didn't go to the crucifixion.
You're
Peter
being-
didn't go at the crucifixion.
You're being caught.
So Peter still forsook him. First
You're
of all,
being
Peter still
caught.
forsook him here. And then he denied that he was with Jesus. And then he left.
You're
So he still
being
wasn't at the
caught.
crucifixion. This is only when Jesus was arrested.
Right now
The
you're
trial
being
hadn't
caught.
even taken place yet. So was Peter at the crucifixion?
Right now you're being caught. You gave me a challenge.
No, you're being cut.
Wait,
You're being cut. Was Peter at the crucifixion?
You're being
Was
caught
Peter at the
multiple times.
crucifixion?
Like
No, I'm not. You're being cut.
you've
Was
been
Peter at
caught
the
multiple
crucifixion?
times.
No, I'm not. Was Peter at the crucifixion? Watch this. Was Peter at the crucifixion?
I told you
You're
that
being
I
cut.
told you that I was going to.
No, answer.
I
Was
told
Peter
you
at the crucifixion?
the time I
Was
just
Peter
came.
at the
I came purposely. I
Sir,
came,
you're
I
the one
came
being cut,
purposely
sir.
to
Okay,
expose.
Shut up.
I
Sir,
came purposely
you're
to
cut
expose your
because
deception.
this is not the crucifixion.
To expose your deception.
This is not the crucifixion. No, this is not
I
your
came
deception.
to
This is
expose your
not
your
Everybody,
deception.
okay, get off the stage. Get off the stage. Everybody, okay, get off the stage. Get off the stage. Get off the stage. While he's arrested, not at the trial or at the crucifixion. But as you see, Peter eventually forsook him and left him as well. And then the next day, as it says, when the morning came, it's the next day now. He didn't even get, again, he's not crucified yet. You see? He's not crucified yet. Now he has the trial the next day in the morning. His trial, he's handed over to Pilate for the trial. Hasn't been crucified yet. So now, show us where, after Mark 15, where Peter or the disciples come back to witness the actual crucifixion. Go ahead.
Okay. So, firstly, the challenge you gave me. Firstly, the earlier verse in Mark chapter 15, you brought that verse to say. Well, let me finish.
You're doing it again. The earlier challenge, you see, like you don't listen.
Let me finish. You are panicking right now. You are panicking. This is panic mode. This is panic mode. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Off the stage again. Off the stage. You're doing it again like you did with my misrepresentation.
He criticized you and questioned you. Oh, show us where they forsook him and fled. And then when you show him the evidence where it actually exists, and then you ask him to go to, he wants to go to Peter. Hold on. He wants to go to Peter, who didn't write an account about a crucifixion at all. let alone write about who was there.
We got Jesus. We got Jesus's friend. Yeah. Jesus' friend.
Yeah, the panel is a panel of deception. I literally told him to show me where they forsook.
Look at the disrespect. Look at the disrespect. Look at the
Yeah,
disrespectful
because look at
nature
you. You are
of this
here and you're not even being
We're
honest.
literally asking you.
You cannot even be
We're
honest.
literally asking you to.
You cannot even be honest
Hello,
to
we're
yourself at
asking
least.
you. Hello. Show us where they came back. That's all we want.
Yeah, he told me
Wait.
that since they forsook him since they forsook him while he was captured, I should give you guys a verse where they came back and all. And that's when I gave him a verse where Peter, that forsook him earlier, came back.
Peter never wrote an account about a
Look at,
crucifixion.
why
What
am I
is wrong
being
with
muted? Why am I being muted? Even when I'm the only one
Peter?
speaking, I'm being muted.
Hello. Peter never wrote an account about the crucifixion.
You know what, guys? Just go to hell. You guys are already exposed, at least for my Christian friends that are listening. Well,